All right, let's talk about the brachial plexus. First, we're going to start out with the anterior rami of the brachial plexus, which are what these little boxes indicate. Here we have T1, C8, C7, C6, and C5. And we are going to start off with the roots. I'm just going to put a little acronym here to help me keep everything straight. And C5 and C6 roots are going to come together. C7 will remain single. C8 and T1 are also going to come together. And within the roots, we are going to have two nerves. First, we are going to have the dorsal scapular, which will innervate the rhomboid major and the rhomboid minor. It will also innervate the levator scapulae. And next we're going to have a nerve coming off of fibers of C5, C6, and C7. And that will be the long thoracic. And this is going to innervate the serratus anterior muscles. And when I say muscles, I mean muscle fibers. And next, we're going to have the trunks of the brachial plexus. We are going to have the upper, middle, and lower trunks. And we are going to have two nerves coming off of the upper trunk. We're going to have the subclavian and the suprascapular. And the subclavian will naturally innervate the subclavian muscle. The suprascapular will innervate the supraspinatus and the infraspinatus. And next we are going to have the divisions. But before I write those down, I want to make a little line. And what this line is going to indicate that everything above it is going to be supraclavicular, meaning that all the nerves above it are going to be referred to as being supraclavicular because they will occur before superior to the clavicle bone. And everything after this line will be referred to as infraclavicular. Hope that's clear. All right. And with the divisions, we are going to have them branch off into anterior and posterior divisions, anterior, posterior, and then posterior and anterior. And then what will happen next is the anterior divisions springing off of the upper and middle trunks are going to come together. And then all three posterior divisions are also going to come together. And the bottom anterior will just remain single. It's not very neat. All right. And then we're going to have the chords. We're going to have a lateral chord, a posterior chord, and then a medial. And we are going to have one nerve coming off of the lateral chord, and it will be the lateral pectoral. And it is going to naturally innervate with the pectoralis major. Next, we are going to have three nerves coming off of the posterior cord. We're going to have the upper subscapular, the lower subscapular, and then the thoracodorsal. And the upper subscapular is going to innervate with the subscapularis. And so will the lower. And it will also innervate with the teres major. The thoracodorsal nerve will innervate with the latissimus dorsi. And then the medial cord will also have three nerves. It will have the medial pectoral, the medial brachial cutaneous, and then lastly it will have the medial antebrachial. Cutaneous. And the medial pectoral is going to innervate with the pectoralis major and the pectoralis minor. And then the medial brachial cutaneous and the medial antebrachial cutaneous are going to have innervations to the skin in various aspects. And after that, we move on to the branches. And the first branch that we're going to talk about will be the musculocutaneous. and it will be coming off, and it will also be forming with the medial cord. It will form the median nerve. And the medial cord will also come out and form the ulnar branch. And then off of the posterior cord, we are going to have the axillary. And we are also going to have the medial, or not the medial, the radial, my apologies. And compartments that these nerves are going to innervate with the musculocutaneous, it will innervate the anterior aspect of the brachium. The axillary will innervate primarily the deltoid region. The radial nerve is going to innervate the posterior brachium and posterior antebrachium. The median is going to innervate the anterior brachium, and so will the ulnar. I hope this has been clear. Thank you.